of what you might think of as the precursors to moral failure, the precursors to acting out in the flesh what has already taken place in the fantasies. Between the immoral fantasies of your mind and the immoral failures in the bedroom, there are immoral expressions of the mouth that pave the way, the seductive words, the suggestive offers, the double meanings. These are how a person with dishonorable intentions will test the waters with those that he is targeting for seduction. He talks filthy and then he sees who laughs at it. And Paul here mentions filthiness, meaning obscene talk. In Colossians 3:8, he says, put off all filthy communication out of your mouth. A gutter mouth reveals a gutter mind. Many years ago, I was at a swimming pool. I was the lifeguard. It was at a boys' club, so relax. But I was the lifeguard at a boys' club swimming pool. And there were nothing but guys there. And we had a rule that if you said a bad word in the pool, you were out for the rest of that swimming period. You couldn't come back until the next swimming period. And I heard one kid, he spouted out, he just popped off with this profanity, and I said, out of the pool. He said, oh, I'm sorry, it just popped out. It just popped out. I said, the reason it popped out is because it was in there, out of the pool. Don't let it be in there. Don't let it be a part of your mental vocabulary, or it'll come popping out on you. And so foolish talking. Well, look down in verse number 12, this back on filthiness. He says, it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. And then he mentions here in verse 4, foolish talking. And the Greek word from which we get foolish talking is the same word we get the word moron from. In other words, it's somebody talking like a moron, somebody talking like a person with a low IQ. This is the only place in the Bible where this word for morally stupid people is found, and this is the kind of talk that he says they engage in. This is a person, the kind of person who prides himself on how coarse and vulgar and dirty he can outspeak somebody. Man, he could curse a blue streak like that was something to be proud of. That's the mentality. And then he says jesting. Now that's used by somebody who makes a suggestive offer to another, but he's ready if the person he makes the suggestive offer to, if they're offended, he can always claim, hey, I was just kidding. Can't you take a joke? No, he wasn't kidding. He was trolling. He was throwing out a hook to see who might bite. Proverbs 26:18 and 19 says, as a madman casteth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is he that teases his neighbor and says, mocketh his neighbor and says, am not I in sport? I was just kidding. And this kind of jesting also includes the vile mind that twists every innocent thing that comes out of somebody's mouth into a dirty thing. Have you ever known somebody like that? No matter what you said, they could always find a way to snicker at it and give it a different meaning than what they knew you meant. And Paul says these things are not convenient, meaning they're not fit for anyone, let alone a Christian, to be involved in. And he says instead that we should be thankful that God has delivered us from these pollutions of the world. Now, not proud like the Pharisee, I thank thee, God, that I am not as other men are, but thankful to God that he has delivered us out of what we were definitely a part of, and deeply humbled by his grace and deeply burdened for the lost.